poem that I'm reading is actually a culmination of 7 poems that I've written over the past 5 years. I've put them up with some of my other favorites that didn't really fit the 10-minute performance slot on the wall over there next to my first attempt at an oil painting. It's like inspired by what I believe my personal muse to go look like. You can look at it later after this. But these poems touch on many themes that I've struggled with in these past few years. Depression, identity, religion, self-doubt, fear, lost love, empowerment. By combining them in such a way in this space, I'm inviting you on a journey, following the story from my past to this exact moment in time. How my consciousness has changed, how I found myself through also recognizing that I am a different self every second of every day. I've weaved between these scattered poems words from my state of mind I exist in now, bridging it all together to create a final poem, a tale I call Rebirth. Rebirth acts as my homage to the eternal cycle we all undergo and the overwhelming pain and love and heartache and laughter and beauty in the process of life and change and dancing in the inescapability of it all. Thank you for joining me. Also, does anyone have water they can hand to me?
Buy my guitar.
What?
There's a water bottle.
Buy his guitar.
Buy my guitar behind the amp.
Dope. Dope. Alright. Just 1 second. You. Do you believe you belong here? Are you slipping inside of your pocket, dissolving between the threads, weaving and warning, warbling and wanting? Do not stray, but look beyond. You see out there something new and fresh and rain on your face. Blind me with your tears, clouds and winds. Straining to hear, but someone, somewhere, is calling your name. It is up to you as to whether or not you follow their voice. This voice, one you know, can pull you out of the twisting corridors of the mind, its trapping forces, a voice that's always been there. You won't know this for years to come. Because for now, I am in a cycle. Too proud, too critical, loving, hating, an appreciation that lasts only as long as a flickering star. Millions and millions of miles, years, tears away, it's dead by now. I feel its heat in my palm. Not heat, ice, freezing my bare skin, and I drop it. Inside of me lives a fear that I am running out of stars to hold, to wonder, to drop. To lift, to compose. You've composed this tenderness, this strange new connection, you and I. We walked through woods and bramble together. When I told you my heart belonged to another, but you stole my heart, ripped it from my chest. My only hope is that my ribs won't collapse. You've left something in me that's not quite a hole, but a chasm. And the chasm has filled with midnight poetry, with record hums and starry nights on rooftops. You've left something soft, growing in my limbs and in my mind. You've taught me a lot about being kind, to myself and to everyone else. And you've taught me a lot about being brave, about saying what I mean, about asking what I think, about letting someone, something know. And I want to know, want to ask myself. God, a celestial force, something I may or may not, the world may or may not believe in. Tell me, eyes focusing on mine, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. God, one time I sat on the edge of a bridge and wondered about falling, not because of sadness encroaching upon blackened lungs, but because the simple curiosity struck me. And one time I felt the velvet fur of a purring cat vibrate through my arms and stomach and knees, and I thought it would never leave me. Once in the past or present or future, something irreversible and horrible in the cosmos occurred that tilted us so slightly out of tune with the rest of the universe, and we are dying, and we are dead. And there was the moment spent lying in a field of blooming flowers that filled the summer air with a toxin so rich to the senses I felt drugged and alone and fucking exhilarated by the stars in my skin. God, there will always be that. For we are so alive. If this is condemnation or punishment or visceral sin and suffering in the form of a world and an energy you never intended to birth itself, here's what I have to say. God, we are music. We are souls embedded in lost crystals and forgotten languages, and the kind of spark in a child's eye that from it bursts life, holy spirits, with no intention to test or to trance. Fuck! We are the highest mountains and the lowest valleys, and the sweetest of drinks and the strangest rock formation found stuck in the dirt, edges glinting in the sunlight. We are the dirt. The deepest of darkest layers of soil, deep-fried brains and flowering minds. We are the wiping away of veils and mirrors and illusion and light and expression and tears and fears. We are the most beautiful ideas wrapped in beautiful hands. We are bliss, we are love incarnate. If anything else, let this change remain. 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 But in eternal change, what does remain? Oh God, let this new change remain. Can't you see? He's planted flowers in this chest. And I have no strength to break back through my ribs when the roses finally wilt, when the trees finally relent. Oh, the trees. With all your branches and petals and crooked sweetness, you cannot stay warm for long. Cold encroaching upon delicate stamens and tumbling, shifting leaves, wilting in snow-kissed ecstasy. See, I am no stranger to the encroaching frost. And I cherish walking through your path and resting a fingertip against your smoothest blade of grass, lifting my neck for a deeper inhalation, exhaltation. Gentle sunlight fades. The old wheat fades. Memories fade. The quietest breath and the loudest cry fade. And forever, where did you believe you would? If not here, if not now, eventually. Why not it be through the frostbitten breezes, screams of your children retreating to dirt, vibrancy, colors of youth smothered in white, all white? Why not? Because feel the cold, feel it. Yes, I've known it, believed in it, ultimately receive it. It is goodbyes and regrets and a forgotten task, swept away in flakes and flurries. You have had forever and you will again. Let go of what has already let go of you. And here we are again, letting go. All there is to do, all I know I can't. Because let go of this warmth, this understanding, always understanding. It's hard to exist with an aching heart that yearns for so much and can have so little. But I am not something little. And at times, mind racing, heart freezing, I cannot believe what you made me feel. I cannot believe my cosmic ideas of fate, my purposeful ignorance and wishful thinking, wanting you to not want her. But I want you to have love, and I want her to have it too. And this feeling will fade. I will fade. But not now. Not yet. Acutely aware of my form, I find myself entranced by this body, autonomy. I've found myself. I can be anything. I can be myself. I can be a lack of self. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, any of the above, anything I please. So maybe in the bursting stars in this sunlit moment, I can choose. I can move. I can watch the setting sky in painful peace. Watch the crisp sun embedding our goodbye with clarity and truth. A willingness, forgivingness, setting aside all but the moment, and oh, this moment, brisk winds stilling their sway, time slowing to a crawl for us. For tender finality, reality, blue eyes suddenly bluer than the sky, golden light weaving through scattered snow. Here is an image I could never recreate. Not with a pen, a brush, these words. Its remnants exist within, an eternal warmth in my chest, and a startling, comfortable uncertainty. Where will the future take me? No longer, where will it take us? Scrolling through the notes, the passing thoughts, a past self asks me now, does a constituent of yourself persist? Within me there is something. The soul, the spirit, God. I've written to you more than once before. I've written myself even more. And I don't know what we are, or where we're going, what lies at the end of humanity's train. I am here now. I am changed. Who am I asking to witness this change? A past self, a scared girl trapped in her mind's cobwebs? Those close to me, those I want to prove something to? No. I'm asking the stars. And the stars, in their radiant light, energy waves are ephemeral beings. They burn bright and hot and engulf us in passionate awe until they flicker, until they die, until even our memory of them exists within a distant past. We do not mourn the star's light, how quickly in the expanse of the infinite it dims to nothing. We simply look and embrace and think of the others standing on this floating orb that look at them as well. The question mark over the house, the belt over the horizon, these are the touchstones, the reminders, the connection between us all, shining in what feels like permanency and is anything but. We are ephemeral beings. Our bodies, our minds, our perceptions, but not our connections, not our radiant light, casting its luminant shadow onto the whole of space and time, acting as a touchstone for the rest of reality in which to admire in passionate awe. The light is here now, in whatever shade, whatever distortion, whatever small fraction of infinity we can embrace. Rebirth is here now, always now. In every shade, every distortion, the small fraction of infinity. This eternal moment.
Whoa.